Charlie says that when I gave Talk 3 in 1996, I argued that intense political animosity should be avoided because it causes much mental malfunction, even in the brilliant brains. Since then, political animosity has increased greatly, both on the left and on the right, with sad effects on the ability of people to recognize reality exactly as I would have expected. He goes on to say that naturally I do not like this result. The grain of my emotional nature is how to respond as Archimedes might have responded if he complained now to God. How could you put in those dark ages after I published my formulas? Or as Mark Twain once complained, these are sad days in literature. Homer is dead, Shakespeare is dead, and I myself am not feeling all that well. Fortunately, I'm still able to refrain from complaint in the mode of Mark Twain. Charlie Munger goes on to say that fortunately, I'm still able to refrain from the complaint in the mode of Mark Twain. After all, I have never had more than a shred of an illusion that any views of mine would be much changed to the world. Instead, I always knew that aiming low was the best possible path for me. So I merely sought first and foremost to learn from my betters a few practical mental tricks that would help me avoid some of the worst miscognitions common in my age cohort. And second, to pass on my mental tricks only to those few who could easily understand and learn from me because they already almost knew what I was telling them. Having pretty well accomplished these very limited objectives, I see little reason to complain now about the unwisdom of the world. Instead, what works best for me in coping with all this disappointment is what I call the Jewish method: humor. This is Mark Twain, and this is the quote that Charlie Munger was referring to, that these are sad days in literature. Homer is dead, Shakespeare is dead, and I myself am not feeling all that well. Charlie Munger concludes that as I revisit Talk 3 in March 2006, I still like its emphasis on the desirability of making human systems as cheating proof as it is practicable, even if this leaves some human misery unfixed. After all, the people who rewarded cheating on a massive scale leave a trail of super ruin in their wake, since the bad conduct spreads by example, and so it's very hard to reverse. And I fondly recall Talk 3's emphasis on both life handling lessons I learned from my father's friend, that is Grant McFaden, and the teaching method that I learned from my father. He says that I owe a lot to these two long dead predecessors, and if you like Poor Charlie's Almanac, so do you. So, this, my friends, is the Talk 3 Revisited. I hope you've liked this short video of the revisit of Talk 3, and I hope that you've been able to kind of understand how it is so pertinent to the times that we are living through at this moment. That's all for this video. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Do stay tuned